Hey guys, it's Al up at the lodge. How you doing? Just making a little noise, making a little check-in video. It's been a little bit. I don't have too much to say, I guess, but I'm just going to go over a couple things that I wanted to show everybody that I haven't shown anyone yet at all. My worm bin and my grow room. I'm going to show you guys the jungle room in a minute and introduce you to my worm bin. I'm doing a little bit of cleaning up because I've been building a greenhouse inside. Doing a little bit of construction type stuff. Little project, if you will. Building this, I'll show you in a minute. It's just a little indoor greenhouse type setup. Something to take some of my plants from in here, bring them into here, so that I can have more room in there to do some more growing. You have no idea what I'm talking about, but that's because I've never shown you. But I do have quite a few plants in there, and I'm going to try to get to that in a minute. But first, like I was saying, I'm just trying to do a little bit of straightening up. Sorry about the noise, but everything is a mess. I got planting stuff, seeds, screws, nails, tools, everything all in the way. So bear with me. It's been a busy couple of days, more like a week. Let's see, I want to keep this. I will put this here because I got to use that for the bin. These I want to keep with this. And yeah, all this can get to be a little bit much. I have a lot of stuff and not a ton of room. I do have it's a big house, but it's all kind of spoken for, as it were. So I'm going to go stash some more of this. Like I said, it's a busy time of year. January 1st, I noticed, is when compost, onions to be planted. Let's see, put these over here. This is when everything seems to happen. You know, at the beginning of the season, you're running around trying to get your starts in and whatnot. And all during the season, you're working hard trying to get your garden growing. And then at the end of the season, you're harvesting everything and bringing it in. And now that's where I'm at right now, is just the beginning of the season, trying to get everything started. Again, okay, I did a little bit of straightening up. Everything's cleaned up. I want to show you this worm bin. Why? I don't know. I'm sure you've seen a worm bin before. And if you haven't, there's a lot of people out there that have probably a better setup than I do. But I want to show my worm bin. I created this thing from nothing. I literally bought the worms online, like this many. And now this thing is just chock full of the worms that compost your food scraps and things. Now, I haven't been using the food scraps like everyone else does. I've watched a lot of videos, people show you how to do this, you know, how to set it up and stuff, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell you how to do it because, you know, there's a lot of people out there that know how to do it a lot better than me. I have had success. I will bring the camera over and show you. But I'm not sure if mine is exactly what it is that you want to do. I've heard of people using a lot of diversity in their bins. You know, they use a lot of different stuff, and I haven't really done that. Mostly because I had a huge overabundance of pumpkins, and I found out that pumpkins are really loved by these worms. When I brought in my stuff and I harvested everything, I had a ton of pumpkins, and the ones that I didn't sell or eat, I've just been sitting on them. And here's another one. You know, every so often I just feed these things, and I've been giving them pumpkins because they go nuts for pumpkins. And a little bit of coffee grounds. I save all my coffee grounds, and they really like those too. I'm going to bring this camera over here so you can take a look at what I'm talking about with how many are in here. I mean, when I tell you I had this many, I'm not kidding. I bought the cheapest setup that you can buy from, I think it was Uncle Jim's, or one of them. Hold on, let me let's see, I'm actually going to go this way. There's that little greenhouse thing I was telling you about. Just a little, you know, four-sided. I'm going to put a door here on the front so I can get in and out of it. And some plastic. Try to keep the humidity and temperature in check so that I can grow plants indoors. It doesn't really take much to have a greenhouse inside. You don't really have to, you know, deal with the pressures of weather and elements. So a cheap roll of plastic should work just fine. Oops, uh-oh. There you go. Sorry about my cinematography. I've said this 1,000 times, but I'm a terrible video guy. I can't seem to get the intricacies of videoing. But maybe as time goes on it'll get better. If not, sorry. Just gonna have to watch my crappy videos and that's it. So, let me throw some light on that. Does that look a little better? Now check this out. And mind you, it's hotter than hell in this pile. Bin, whatever you want to call it. See all them worms? My headlight makes them all move, so if I sit still for just a second, they'll start to really move and you can see it. But check that out. I mean, this thing is filled with these red wiggler worms. Look at that. There we go. A little better. Like I said, I don't know if you want to be doing exactly what I do with my bin. I mean, yeah, it's working out, I guess, for me, but I don't know if this is like the best setup that can be had, because I don't know how diverse this is. You know, I'm getting the castings though. Like I said, I had a handful of worms come in a package from that Uncle Jim guy, and it's grown into this. Let me set. So from that little bit of worms, you know, this thing is like that deep and this big. But yeah, I'm gonna split this up now. Maybe this week I might do it. I don't know, sometime soon. Split this bin up into more bins. I really want to get these worms really going, and not only giving me the castings so that I can use them on my plants, but also to break down all my like my rabbit leavings. I've watched some stuff on other people's channels about the rabbit waste and how red wigglers really go nuts on that, breaking that down. And you know, I've been putting it outside in my compost pile, but it seems almost like a waste, because I do with my compost mostly yard trimmings, yard clippings, leaves, you know, I mean hay, lots of straw, you know, from the chicken coop, and just a lot of, there's a big mass of stuff, and I obviously save all my kitchen waste. So I think that I want to integrate these red worms into my rabbit cages. I really want to make it so that underneath the cages I have like a tray set up for these worms so that they can just take that down, and might even get into selling these. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be as big as that guy that I bought them from. He's got a heck of a setup, and they came really ultra professional and really nice and quick and all that. But every little drop in the bucket fills the bucket, right? But yeah, anyways, that's my worms. I'm gonna just go ahead and, this is what I do. I take my pumpkins and I throw them in there and just spread them out. I give them a little bit of these coffee grounds, because they really like coffee grounds too, I can tell. They told me. They said, you know, anytime that you can throw some more of them coffee grounds in, go ahead and do that. That was me trying to be funny. How'd I do? I know. So anyways, I throw some paper on top and then a little bit of water. What I was saying was also a little bit of water. My SD card filled up and I had to, yeah. So anyways, a little bit of water. I'm going to bring this down so I can give you a good shot of this. I looked at the part where I showed the inside of this and it came out terrible. So let's get a better look, shall we?
Let's see.
So yeah, after I add a little bit of water to it, I throw the cap on and bam, leave it alone. But check this out. Let me see if I can't get you a better shot at what's happening in here. I mean, there are thousands of worms in here. Like, a lot. Just a ton. And they are all leaving behind those valuable castings. I was hoping to find one of those eggs. I know that they're obviously in here somewhere because I have a billion worms of varying sizes, so obviously they're reproducing. Maybe that's one. That could be one right there. Oh no, that's the tail of a worm. I don't know. Obviously they're reproducing, but I didn't see any eggs, or whatever they're called, eggs I guess, in there. So I'm going to just throw a couple more handfuls of paper. I had bought a vacuum cleaner a couple months back, and all the cardboard that was inside, I wet it down and turned it into this cardboard that they really like. At least I think they like it. But it works for me. I get to get rid of my cardboard and turn it into something useful. Yep, a little bit of water. Throw the cap on there and leave them be. So that was the worm bin. I want to, take you guys now on a quick tour of the jungle room, as I call it. This is my little indoor greenhouse where I've been starting all my plants now for some time. I have done it all last season. Actually, I'm going to do something here. Let me kill this. Like I was saying, I started all of last year's plants in here. And now this year's. This is it. This is the jungle room, and this is the second year of me doing this in here. I have a ton of plants, and I'm going to go through right quick and just give you a quick overview of everything that I got. And as things get more profesh and better, you know, more appealing to the eye or whatever, maybe I'll hang out in here and show you some stuff. But that's one cool thing that I like. I took a cutting of a Christmas cactus, and now I have a nice little Christmas cactus flower. Looks pretty cool. That's Jessica's favorite flower, and I like it too. So yeah, this is it. I have a ton of, just everything's kind of still a mess. Nothing really is, I guess to you guys, when you look at this, you're probably going, Jesus, what a mess. Sorry. To me, I know what everything is, and each plant has I've almost named each one, but I'm sure to you guys it looks kind of crazy. But anywho, by the way, this right here, this is the most flavorful tomato on planet Earth. I don't know what it's called. Ooh, there's one. There's I'm gonna be eating you pretty soon. I took the last few ripe ones that came up off of this plant and I seeded them, because that plant, I don't even know what the hell they are. I got this off an Amish lady, and again, Earth's most flavorful tomato. They really are good. I have here my seedlings. This is the start. I have some more. They're over here. Sorry if I'm moving the camera around too much in here and you guys get seasick, but I have some more over here. Actually, those I have to move under light now because they've sprouted. But close your eyes because I'm swinging back over. Back to the seedlings. These are my heirlooms. I have a bunch of different varieties of heirlooms, and here they are. They are coming about. They've come up pretty nice, and these are some more organic. These are bell peppers, and I don't know what it is about bell peppers, but they seem to germinate a lot slower than tomatoes. I don't remember per se last year how the peppers did. They seemed, I thought they were the same as tomatoes. They pretty much sprouted just the same, but it looks like they're taking their sweet time, and that's kind of pissing me off because this seed cell planter thingy here has got, I did each one with 2 seeds, so there's a ton of, I'm going to actually take these hoods off. This is my romaine. I'm starting my romaine. I want a ton of lettuce. I really like lettuce, and I don't know if you can ever have enough lettuce. If I can't sell it, which I will try, I guess I'm going to have to just eat it and give it away. But with any luck, I will be able to sell some of it. I've planted a ton of stuff in hopes of making a couple of bucks in the spring with, you know, just seedlings. Organic heirloom tomatoes, I would assume that all the people that drive by, you know, if you even get 1%, you know, I could take a couple bucks a day. Why not? These are plants that have been around for a while. These are my cherries. Super Sweet 100. They're a, I don't know if you would call them GMO or whatever, but they're a hybrid for sure. And the one in the blue bag is a black crim, I think. It was either that or a Cherokee from last year, but it really performed really well. It was a good plant, so I cut it way back, and that's actually what I got going in here. These plants that look half dead, that kind of are a bunch of cuttings. When I came in around the first of the year, I had taken and whacked everything right down, pruned down a lot of stuff, tomatoes and peppers. There's a ton of peppers and whatnot down there. I topped everything essentially, and I tried cloning them, you know, using rooting powder and whatever. Pretty sure I zeroed in on these, but this is my potato project. I got a nice big pot here, and I'm going to keep, as these grow, I'm going to continue to bury them and see if I can't harvest some potatoes indoors. This is my ghost pepper back here. He puts out ghosts all the time. It's a good plant. This one here, this is a, what are these called again? Crap, I forgot. Now that we're on camera, I can't remember nothing. Avocado. That's right. I took an avocado pit and I followed the directions that you can find online for growing a avocado pit, and it worked out real good. Let me see if I can't get a clear, focused. Not really. Well, you could see, you could get the gist how these side shoots right here are coming out. It's because I whacked it right off. I let it grow up out of the seed, and when it did, I cut it right off and, you know, pruned it, whatever you call that, and now we have all these side shoots coming out of the side, and it should grow up nice and bushy, you know, like a menorah instead of a spindly single-stalked plant. And this is that ghost. Let me see if I can't pull this out of here right quick. See if, I haven't looked at this in a while. Let me see if there's any peppers on here. I just picked one the other day, about a week ago, and, well, I don't see any new ones. Not really, anyway. No flowers. That's okay. That's alright. It is the first month of the year, so that just means that we're that much closer to spring. And when that happens, look out. That thing's going to be a pepper producing machine. This is a Tabasco plant. I grew this last year. I bought this from a nursery, and it was great. It put out so many peppers, so I whacked it right off. I took all the shoots. It was tall. It was like, well, it was tall. It was pretty big, but I cut it right down, took all the plants that I could from it, and cloned them into others. And this guy, you know, I transplanted it into a bigger pot. So now when the sun comes out, this bad boy is going outside in the sun, and hopefully I have tons and tons of peppers. We'll use them, obviously. We'll eat them and see if we can't sell a couple at the side of the road. And yeah, I had built this little cold frame type setup here for these plants. These are the ones that I had cut, the cuttings, and they need to be, you know, humid and all. So yeah, let me take this off because I could tell that there are some sprouting here in here. This is more tomatoes. Okay. And let me see if I can't actually zoom in on those. Not that it matters. I'm sure you've seen a tomato seedling before, but they're infants. They're brand new baby tomatoes. And they're awesome. These are the USDA organic certified, you know, scientific tomatoes, whatever. But they're good. They're really good. And these ones that say Amish dwarf, that's that plant that I don't know the name of. I just said Amish dwarf because I don't know what it is, but I know I got it from an Amish lady, and it's some form of dwarf tomato, so whatever. But they're good. They're really, really good. Maybe someday when they come up with the technology where you can taste in a video, I'll figure that out and send you that. You can take a taste test through the video. Either that or you swing by and, you know, have a couple tomatoes with me. But yeah, anyways, this is some peppers. These are I have some sweet bananas here, and let's see, they were sweet bananas and, damn it, I think they were Marconi. I don't remember. I didn't mark a lot of stuff. These are actually unmarked. Some are unmarked. I know what's here, and the difference is only, you know, minuscule. I guess you could say, you know, between it was like a sweet, yeah, that was it. They were sweet banana peppers and like hot banana peppers or something like that. It was nothing, not a big deal. But this is basically all my miscellaneous stuff over here anyway. Like everything I replant. Like this is celery and onions. I do garlic and potatoes. Anything that I buy when the season gets crazy, like over the winter and there's just nothing out there to get, I gotta buy things just like everybody else. And when I do, say, a thing of celery or whatever, I cut the bottom off of that celery and I replant it, damn it. Darn right. So, as you can see, we got some onion there and here, and what's this? This is, I think that's actually, that looks like garlic. I don't know. But everything I use, you know, that can be regrown, I cut the bottom off and I regrow it. If it can be. Yeah, there's a bunch of tomatoes and whatnot up there. That's actually a geranium, a red geranium, and it's really, really cool. I gotta figure out how to propagate that. I'm pretty sure you could take cuttings of that just like anything else. And if that's the case, I will, because I really like the color of that plant. It's really, really nice. That's a rescue. I don't know if there's such a thing as rescue plants, but someone was growing that and they didn't know what they were doing, and they said, yeah, you take it, you know. I was like, alright, whatever. And I did. You know, it's a pretty flower. So, let's see. These here are eggplants and habaneros. And I've trimmed these back down to this and planted them in the milk cartons. They were a little taller than this. They were probably like double that size or whatever, and I whacked them and threw them in milk cartons so that they could overwinter. And I'm going to toss them out in the garden. I may pot some of these. I like to plant in pots. A lot of stuff in pots on the deck because it's, you know, really convenient. It's nice to have, you know, plants that you know, are growing on the deck. I probably have a ton of pictures of when I had, it looked like my garden times 10 on the deck. A ton of potted plants out there growing tomatoes and peppers and lettuce and all kinds of stuff. And I'm probably going to do like a clip show. Like I said, this is the second year, but I've not documented anything. The first year really didn't take many pictures even. I was so busy with all this planting and, you know, then the harvesting, and now this year I decided, you know what, I'm going to start this channel and I'm going to document everything, and I think I'm going to put it out there just for other people to see, because you know what, that's what got me going, was seeing somebody else's videos about gardening. And you know, if you can grow your own food and you can just live sustainably, not so much off the grid. We're not completely off the grid, obviously. We are making and posting videos on the internet, but we're, let's put it this way. After now it's been a year and change, if something was to happen and things were to fail, we'd be one up on just about a lot of other people. Let's put it that way. I mean, I couldn't care less, really, if things went south, because we're doing all right. The more we learn, the more we grow. Everything ends up, it's a learning experience, and it ends up being cool. But if you could watch these videos, that's why I'm doing this. If you could see these videos and maybe decide, hey, you know what? It's early spring. I'm going to do some growing too. Go for it. There's nothing stopping you. And it really is, at the end of the day, I don't know how lucrative it is. Maybe for those greenhouses where they're, selling off plants, baby plants and all, and maybe there's some fiat currency to be made with that. But I mean, I guess wealth is defined by the person that has it. The more plants that you have, the more potatoes you got growing, the more tomatoes you got growing, and peppers. I mean, if you could go out in your garden and pick yourself a salad or a complete meal, you whack a couple chickens or rabbits or whatnot, go in your freezer and get into your stash of stuff, I guess that defines as wealth too. I don't know. I said all that to say I have now started making these videos, and I hope that maybe somebody just sees them and goes, boy, you know what, that's a good idea. I think I'm going to do that too, and makes it their own. Because I can't tell people, this is how you do this. I see that a lot. People will make videos where they'll tell you exactly what it is you're supposed to do. You know what, I'm going to tell you right now, you can do a lot of different things and come up with some pretty similar results. Just like that worm bin. I'm sure that there are proof positive ways that you can get excellent results. But you can also be a moron like me and just throw, pumpkins into a bin with some worms and they will reproduce. I don't know. Just keep growing. That's all. Plant a garden. Get your kids out there in the yard. Plant a garden. Get something going and reap the rewards. Hopefully this spring now, after already a spring and already putting in all the work, I've learned enough to where maybe I can sell a few plants, sell a few vegetables, fill my freezer completely, and not be so reliant on the grocery store. If I could do that, then I think that I have done something. I've succeeded in something. So, at any rate, I have a lot of work to do. I got to get these seedlings under light. I got to finish up cleaning up all this stuff. I got to water everything. Can't forget to water. That's probably number one. And I got to put all the animals to bed. I got to change their water again because it's kind of cold tonight. It's dipping down. It's been warm today. The sun was out, and I actually tossed my outdoor compost pile completely, but it's cold tonight. So I'm going to get out there and make sure there's no ice in their water. Break that up, get them some fresh drinking water, and call it a day. Get up tomorrow morning and do it all again, and maybe do something that warrants a video, and maybe you'll enjoy it. So if so, I'll see you then. If not, I'll see you whenever. Have a good one.